Hi, my name is Pam Denny. I'm the designer and architect of the Maximo BI, or Business Intelligence in Tools. Today I want to highlight some of the new features of Maximo 7.6 for BI, and one of those tools includes a Cognos, specifically the Cognos BI server. What I want to highlight today is the trending workspaces that are available with Maximo 7.6 using the Cognos technology. In Maximo 7.6, there are different types of workspaces. We have application workspaces, which enable you to view data by different filters like priority and classifications and failure classes. But we also have trending workspaces, which enable you to view that same information but over a time period. So this will help you better understand how your business is performing, if your performance is getting better or if it's failing in some particular areas. So I want to highlight the trending workspaces, and so I'm over here in Cognos in my trending workspace folder, and I can see the different areas: asset failure, inventory, and work order, where my trending workspaces are available. I'm going to navigate down into my work order workspaces and bring up a workspace that's looking at my performance by work priority. So immediately what you see with a trending workspace is that your data views are by time period. So you can look at your historical data in a weekly view, a monthly view. I'm going to just wait a second for that to refresh. A quarterly view, or a yearly view. And yearly views are wonderful when you have or are looking for very top level information. In this case, I have 4 metrics on my work order by work priority workspace. I have a backlog, overdue work order, unplanned work, and actual to estimated cost. And as I immediately look at the yearly view, what jumps out to me is that my performance is getting better. I want, for example, my number of overdue work orders to be decreasing, and I've seen a nice decrease from 2013 to 2014. And the same for my backlog work, my unplanned work, and my costs. So overall, my business is performing or is headed in the right direction. But maybe I need to look at this data in a little bit more closer area to see if there's any other additional trends that I can identify to continue with that performance or that positive trending that I'm seeing. So let's go back to the weekly view and let's talk about a few things that someone could do to interact with this data. Well, maybe I'm mostly focused on my quantities of work that's overdue and not so much my costs. So utilizing the standard functionality, I'm just going to remove that particular report or component so I can focus or zero in on some of the other values that I have. So now let's take, for example, a look at my unplanned work. So I'm seeing my historical data over time, and I can start to see what's going on, but maybe I need a little bit more assistance. So let me just zoom this up a little bit more, and maybe I want to decide to change it up a bit, and let me just do something very, very simple. Let me just change the rows and the columns to see if this is going to give me any additional information. Well, as I do this and I look at my unplanned work, immediately what jumps out to me is a few things. The largest majority of my unplanned work is for work order priority 1. Well, as I step back, that makes a lot of sense. My work order priority 1 are probably my emergency work. It comes in at the last minute, there's a problem in the facility and I got to make a change. So yes, that makes sense to me that I'm seeing that. But also that would help me identify that I've got to try to get that level of emergency work down. The other thing that doesn't make sense to me is, why am I getting all this emergency or unplanned work at these lower levels of a priority 8 and a priority 9? That shouldn't really happen, because if it's a lower priority, why all of a sudden is it coming in as unplanned work? Lower priority work should be able to be planned and scheduled. So I'd probably want to follow up with my planners and schedulers on that area. So you can immediately see by drilling into any one of these different metrics in your different views, depending on how detailed you need to be, whether a weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly format, again, the Cognos Workspaces give you the capability to understand the data. Just a few other comments that I want to share with you before I leave. The Trending Workspaces will be available on IBM's ISM library for you to download. These workspaces were created utilizing the new Maximo 7.6 KPI template feature. Once those templates were available, we generated individual KPI records and scheduled those individual records to get our historical data that we could then display. Therefore, the records that we have are very specific on MaxDemo data. So with that, I'd like to thank you very, very much for your time. Thank you.